Hi, welcome to Aziza by Design. I am here with a quick message for you. Just like the earth has different ecosystems set up in the water and in the land and in the air, God has created each person in the earth to be part of His divine ecosystem. What is an ecosystem, you ask? An ecosystem is an environmental system that each part is interdependent upon each other. Each of us is like a puzzle piece that is part of a large puzzle. We all play a role in the functioning of something or how something gets done. So even with that, there's like a twofold to what I am talking about here. Don't mind me as I read my notes, but I'm going to be, reading them here and there. But like regarding the puzzle pieces, we each are part of a plan and purpose that God is doing in the earth. Not being obedient can change things or outcomes to certain degrees. Our decisions and the choices that we make have a rippling effect. Doing something or not doing something can, in essence, affect someone else, which can affect someone else, or it can affect a whole group of people. So we have to be mindful of our choices, which brings me to a really, really great point, y'all. Oh my goodness. I'm reading through the Bible. I'm starting from the beginning and going to the end, and I was reading in the book of Numbers, and oh my goodness. I'm aware of and I know the story of the Israelites when they got out of Egypt and wandered in the desert for 40 years. But knowing the reason why and what happened, on a different level, is just so astonishing. I'm so thankful for grace and for Jesus and for Him dying on the cross for us. So with the children of Israel, several times in the book of Numbers, it talks about how they were complaining and getting tired of being in the desert and just getting mad at certain things and trying to plot and do stuff to get rid of Moses. And literally at least 3 different times God got mad and legit killed them with plagues. He had the earth open up and swallow up some families because of their behavior and disobedience. He sent fire down on them. He killed 10 of the spies also. And as this was happening, because I was just so shocked, what? And there were legit 3 times I had to stop and be oh my goodness, and pray and ask God, why were you being so gangsta? What was going on? Why did you do that? The way you did it. And what I got was that He did it because if He didn't kill off, all the people that were beginning to rebel or complaining or just getting mad at being out of Egypt, they would have spread their negativity to all of the children in all the children of Israel and just change their perspective. He ended up giving them what they were complaining about, and He is the one that made them end up wandering in the desert for 40 years. And even with the 12 spies, just like I was saying, Caleb and Joshua were the only 2 from the 12 spies that were able to go into the promised land. And the other 10, He killed them. He killed the other 10 spies because they came back with bad reports that incited fear, which then incited complaining and anger and misery. Just misery. So He decided to nip it in the bud, and He killed them off because He didn't want them spreading that throughout all of the children of Israel, because there were hundreds of thousands of them in the wilderness. Your behavior and your words can affect you and the others around you. And even Aaron and Moses were not able to go into the promised land because of their disobedience in not doing what God asked them to do. Moses was able to see it, but he was not able to go in it. And at times Moses got tired of the children of Israel as well, and but he still had a heart for them and interceded for them, and at times even was able to persuade God to not kill all of them off, because at one point God was just going to kill them all off, but he didn't. That's another reason to be super, super thankful for Jesus and him dying on the cross for us and taking our sins for us, because if not, can you imagine? Because even before the children of Israel, I can think of, there's probably, I don't know how many, but I can think of 2 other times where God decided to kill off tons and tons of people because of their behavior. Which brings me back to the point of our behavior and our decisions and what we say and do has a rippling effect. And it has a rippling effect in a twofold way. First, it can affect our current environment, the present that we're in, the people around us, where we work, our family, friends, people in our environment. It can affect all types of relationships. It can affect people that way. The second way it can affect us is generationally. Generation-wise, our words and actions and behavior can have a long-term effect on our family and the legacy that we leave your children's children's children. So think about it, even some of the sins that you could be doing, say like adultery or witchcraft or alcoholism or any type of abuse, that can become generational. Do you ever look at your family and your family's history and see that there are patterns of things that just keep repeating themselves from generation to generation to generation? So for real, we even need to be mindful of that. So right now I am in the book of Deuteronomy, and in Deuteronomy 5, verses 8 to 10, God says how he punishes the children for the sin of their parents to the 3rd and 4th generation. But he also lavishes his love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commands. So even with that, we need to be super mindful. So we have to be mindful of our behavior and our words and our actions, because the sin that you do now can have a generational effect on your children's children's children's, and God is mindful of that. So that's why he reiterates so much that he wants us to follow his commands and obey him and be obedient, because it has a lasting effect, and we have to be mindful of that. So that's my message, and I just wanted to remind you to just be mindful of your thoughts, words, and actions, because it has a current effect affecting the people around you in this immediate season, but it also has a generational effect where it can affect your legacy and your children's children's children's. Okay, so take care, God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Bye.